So I was standing here thinking, what would be a good monthly coffee break video for everyone? And then I got to thinking about the projects that I've been doing and the ones that I need to do. And I thought that might be interesting. As makers, I think a lot of us start a lot of projects that we might never get around to, or we just need to get to it and finish. And I have a lot of those sitting around. And you've probably seen most of them on a live stream or on a video somewhere. So that's what we're going to do this month. We're going to take a look around the basement, see about all the projects that I've been meaning to finish, and just what needs to be done, and maybe some that will never get done. But it should be fun either way. So let's go. And the first one on the list is the Snappy. Now we did complete the Snappy build, but the idea was to print another Snappy with this Snappy and see if we could get it assembled. Now I do have about 85% of the parts done, but you can see I still have some drag chain pieces on the build plate that I've never removed. It's been sitting here for months, maybe even a year now, and I haven't continued the build. I do still really want to try the second Snappy, but a lot of the parts in that design, the SCAD models are corrupt, so they're really hard to alter to the parts that I need them to be. I still want to go back and give it a try, so it's still on the shelf. I haven't gotten rid of it yet, but it's definitely on the list of projects I need to get to. Then we have the Folgertech FT6, and it's really not even a 3D printer anymore. It's mainly just a shelf. You can see all the different things that I've collected down here. I've got my CR10 on top. At one point, the extruder jammed, and I had to clean out the filament a couple of times, and when you're doing prints on this, it's a very large printer, so you don't want any risk of jam. And I think the extruder has some heat creep. I did have to make some modifications to the printer, like add a part cooling fan and a better hot end fan to get it to even work correctly. So I've never really been happy with it from the start. Plus, Folgertech and I haven't had a really good run. I've been trying to get a hold of them for over a year. They owe me some parts and won't even respond to my email. So I've been kind of sour on all the Folgertech machines, including this one. But it's definitely another project I need to get back to. And then we have the Lulzbot Mini. Now I've had this one for quite a while. It is an original Mini. I think they made these back in 2015. I got it from Dave over at Printed Solid used for a couple $100. I just wanted to give it a try. It's never been a really good printer. The print quality isn't great. It's still got that old Greg's Wade extruder on it. I thought it might be interesting to do some sort of comparison with the Lulzbot Mini versus a newer style printer. I thought that might make some interesting content, but I kind of got tired of fiddling with it actually. The leveling on it, they use those metal discs in the corner. It's not that great of a setup. They actually have a white bar on the back before you do your print that you use. Some things that they did on it were pretty interesting, so I thought it'd be cool to compare. But again, a project that I never got back to. So maybe as some of the newer Lulzbot machines come out, then we can compare. But until then, this will probably still remain on the back burner. And then we have the CTC 3D printer. And this is an interesting one. It has never been a good 3D printer, and mostly it's just a shelf now, holding a lot of the 3D prints that I have no idea what to do with them. I did take a run at this thing and try to get it printing well. I made a lot of modifications, added some part fans. This is a MakerBot replicator ripoff. And it actually has some sort of FlashForge board firmware in it. So I thought it would be interesting to show you what I did as far as getting the part fan to work because there was no MOSFET for that fan by default. And then putting Marlin on it to try to get it to function correctly. And I did okay. I was able to get it to do some dual color prints at one point. But it's still not great. And again, a project I need to finish. I think it would be good content because I think there's a lot of these out there. They still sell these, which they should not do. But it's on the list. Maybe someday I'll get around to it. And then we have the Artillery Sidewinder X1. This really isn't a project, but it is an older version of the Sidewinder. And I did pay for it. It wasn't given to me for review. But I still would kind of like to review it, but it's getting kind of old now. I have used it a lot. Currently it has a jam. As you can see, I made it about, one layer into the print. And I didn't correct it, but I still do use it on occasion. So I probably should have tried to review it. I think it's a decent machine, but it's just not high on my priority of things. Plus, I kind of like to use it. So, again, probably a missed opportunity, but I don't know that I'll ever review that one at this point. And then below that, we have two printers that I never got around to. We can start with this one over here. That is the Two Trees Bluer. Now, you saw the live stream on that. I did do some prints, but Two Trees has come out with other versions of that and a new printer to replace this one, I believe. So they weren't really concerned about me doing a review. I don't think the printer is really up to snuff. There's a few things wrong with it, so they're probably glad I didn't review it, but I never got around to that one either. And then we have the Ender 5. To tell you 100% the truth, I've never been a big fan of the Ender 5. Stock, I think the fans are really loud, both the ones underneath the cover here and the hot end, so I don't even like to let it run. It's just being powered by Octoprint right now. As you can see, the screen is on. The build volume is somewhat limiting, and the drivers they use, whatever it is about this printer, the artifacting seems to be a lot greater than even on an Ender 3. And it's Bowden fed, and the tube's rather long, so you kind of have to tune in those settings. I think it's probably a really good platform to turn into something awesome if you want to mod it out, but stock, I was just never really a fan, and I didn't get around to reviewing it or doing anything with it. I've only done, again, probably one print on it. And then we have this FL Sun Delta, and I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to be on this one. I haven't used it much. If you remember during the live stream, the heater cartridge failed about 85% into the Benchy. They have yet to ship me any replacement parts for it. They said they would, but they haven't. I did repair it, and I am able to print on it, but as far as reviewing this unit, I'm not sure where we're going to take it. Maybe we'll get back around to it. We'll see if FL Sun ever gets me the parts shipped, but until then, I think it's going to remain on the shelf. And last but not least, we have high temp plastics. Now, I was really gung-ho on this for a while. I had a metal spool that I was baking the filament. I did ruin quite a bit of filament, but I've got Peak, Ultim, a couple of different kinds. I've got PSU, PPSU, all from Vision Minor, and I was trying to attempt to print it on something like a Duplicator 6. I did convert that over to a Mosquito hot end, got rid of a lot of the printed parts that were inside it, got a different extruder and a heater. But still, it is extremely challenging to print and to dry the filament. Drying it out is probably the worst part, and drying it only lasts so long. A lot of these polymers will only go for a couple hours without absorbing enough moisture to make it completely unprintable. So this has been one that I really wanted to do, but have been totally unsuccessful so far. So there it is, a list of things I really need to get back to. Some are complete failures, but hopefully at some point we'll be able to make some of these happen. I think there is some worthwhile stuff there. I just have to get around to making those videos. If you have projects that you've procrastinated on, feel free to leave them in the comments of this video. A big thank you to all my Patreon supporters every month. It's much appreciated. These videos are just for you, and I will see you on the next coffee break.